This is A Who All Gonna Be Their podcast, a place where you get to be an exclusive member of our very entertaining group chat. Hey, what's up, everybody? This is Kiki with A Who All Gonna Be Their podcast, the place where you get to become an exclusive member of our very entertaining group chat. I know y'all been wondering where we was at. You know, last week we did not drop an episode. Oh, but this week we're gonna cover Survivor 43 episodes 8 and 9, and we're gonna close on out with Love is Blind, or because we were talking about it, Chell, and we didn't give y'all an update on the finale, reunion, all that kind of stuff. So we're gonna cover that. We got Eric, Tracy J in the studio, and I just want to know, how are you guys doing? I ain't seen y'all, these lovely faces, in how long?
6 years.
A week.
Oh. Man, I've been asleep.
You been asleep for a week?
Baby, I'm tired. I want to go to sleep right now.
Oh,
but
if you could just hold up the bloodstained banner for the next hour.
Baby.
Right.
I don't want no more kids ever again.
Oh my goodness. This is what you asked for. See, what you ask, you shall receive.
Okay, Steven. But this is what you asked for.
Oh no.
Watch what you ask for, you may receive.
Eric, how you doing?
I am doing great. I've actually been stressed, honestly, but I'm also great at the same time. Like, you know, with the graduation planning, graduation stuff, and getting art stuff, RSVP, getting pictures taken, still got students to deal with. So it's just been a lot going on. But I recently went to Dallas, and for a friend's birthday and my cousin's housewarming. So it's been great. It's been great. Things are good. Everything's booked and set for my graduation party. Everything's fine. I'm just waiting on my pictures now. They should be here any minute. But
you already took the pictures?
I did.
Come on here. Wait a minute. Did you tell us you took pictures?
Mm-hmm.
When?
Yeah. I didn't. I mean, I showed y'all the outfit.
You mentioned like a month ago.
Wait a minute.
But okay, y'all. We were just talking about Kiki not being up to speed.
You're always late, y'all.
I'm late, y'all. Listening, those are watching or whatever. I am the person in the group chat who is never up to date ever. In any of the group chat. We got about 4 or 5 group chats. I'm not up to date in any of them. There's a problem. There's a problem here.
Yeah,
I need intervention.
The problem is you.
What'd you say?
Well, the problem is you.
Hold on.
I need an intervention.
Trees, your tree. It looks amazing.
Christmas.
It's ready.
Right.
Listen, I got my tree up. I put my tree up like 2 weeks ago? And that's late for me, honestly. But since I got a baby that's due on Christmas Day, I need to get this together. I got trees up. I got decor. Y'all can't see it right now. I got decor. The only thing I need to do is wrap the presents. I even got the presents up under the tree. They just need to be wrapped. I'm ready to go. Happy mother effing holidays.
You know what you're missing, though, Trees?
What am I missing?
You're missing a cardboard Yolanda Adams statue.
Lord. Oh my God.
You still got that up?
Child, that every time I come home, I think somebody's in the living room because that darn Yolanda Adams.
Oh my God. Behind Yolanda Adams next time.
Our listeners and viewers. Kiki's
Look, I got the Grinch and Yolanda gonna be in the next part.
So Kiki's mom got a big old Yolanda Adams poster thing next to the tree. Ain't it scared?
Oh my God. When I say that tickled me.
Oh my God.
Yeah. I'd be scared.
Yeah.
But we're gonna move on. Look, we got a lot to discuss today. We have, like I said, we have Survivor, 2 episodes of Survivor to talk about, and we're closing out our discussion regarding Love is Blind. So I'm gonna go ahead and pass the mic to you, Trees, to get the listeners and the viewers up to speed with Love is Blind 3.
All right, y'all. We just gonna be quick with it. We saw the finale. The only people that got married was Cowboy and old other girl. What's her name? I don't even remember names.
Colleen and Match.
Colleen and him, child. They the only ones that got married. Oh no. Colleen and Matt got married, and then the
Alexa
Cowboy and
Brennan. Yeah,
they got married. So they are all still together. I'm gonna tell you my opinions about it. Colleen needs to get into a witness protection program because I feel like Matt is I don't know. He's
Wait a
gonna do
minute.
something to her soon.
Not a
I
witness
feel like,
protection.
no, I feel like they got a Lifetime movie plot stirring. Like they don't even live together. She like every single time she speaks, it looks like she has like it's been rehearsed, or she has to look up in the atmosphere for the answers. Like, what did Matt tell me to say? Like, she looks scared. She looks like frightened to speak. She doesn't want to misspeak. So I don't know what's going on with that situation, but I'm gonna need her to leave him.
Yes.
We saw a lot of drama with what's her name? Zenith and
With Zay and Cole. Mm-hmm.
Yes. Am I saying her name right? Zenith?
I don't know. They didn't say this woman
though. So I feel like they don't call her two different Zab. Okay.
Zay.
Right?
They call her
Just
Zay.
Zay?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, Zay. Okay. So there was this whole debacle, right? And pretty much she said she was eating one of the little cutie oranges, and Cole basically, I guess, was food shaming her because they were going out to dinner later on that night, and was saying like
her fat. And the overarching thing was, she felt he was calling her fat.
To sum it up, he was like, "You eating too much.
You need to diet, slim down for the wedding."
That's the way she made it seem. And let me tell you this: one thing Netflix gonna do is not play. Okay,
no, this season for real.
I don't know who is behind them editors, and I don't know, but they don't play.
They spot.
Listen, because she was real slick, and she said during the reunion, she said, "I don't know why they trying to cover for him. I don't know what he got going on." They said,
"We got something for you."
They said, "Oh, you put." Look at
Netflix
look at
popped out with
you talking about me, baby. They said Netflix said, "Now why are we in it?" And they said, "Baby, then we gonna be in it."
What
Go ahead, Eric.
I was gonna say that Monica video, the Gunica video, find somebody else to play with because Netflix ain't the one to play with.
That's exactly what happened. So at the end of the episode, they even waited. They popped it in right with the credits,
baby,
and they ran the conversation back. Basically, she was tripping. So maybe her insecurities heard something different. I'm not gonna not excuse that, but the fact that she made Cole seem like this person that was like, shaming her for her eating habits. All he said was like, "Honey, we're eating dinner tonight. You may want
to save your appetite." And
she was like,
it was cute. Else.
What was it? She said something like, "Well, I haven't eaten all day," and da da da. He was like, "I
offered you a
Poke
Bowl.
I offer you a Poke Bowl."
Yeah.
So he was literally trying to make sure she was fed at the same time.
He let that part out.
He was fat shaming her, but he was trying to feed you some more.
Cause she was like, "All I had is a banana." He said, "Oh, really? That's all?" He was like, "Well, I offered this one." He was like, "Yeah, I offered you a Poke Bowl." And she's like, "I know, but I didn't want that because we had that last night."
And let me tell you, the other part that they captured was he was like, "You don't be listening to me."
And she said, "I don't."
She was like, "Oh, I'm never all the way listening to you." I'm like, "Okay, so then how you running back all these storylines that he allegedly did A, B, and C?"
Yeah, and she was talking
you don't listen to him.
Right, and she was talking about like he was getting some girl number during the show, and Cole was looking like, "I know you lying. When did that happen?"
Like, "You told me that you got a girl's bachelor party." He was like, "We were at a rodeo. What are you talking about?"
And then they went to like an all men's saloon after the fact.
Listen, and if they would have had that footage, they would have showed it. Exactly. So I don't think it happened.
But the other people,
they said act like they didn't know what was going on.
They was like, "Oh, we took an Uber home." Exactly. That's the same thing Cole said he did. So they was really, it's almost as if they took everything that Zay said. They did not fact check anything. Whatever came out of Zay's mouth, they believed.
Yeah, they didn't fact check either.
And her word was gold to them. And so everybody had a vendetta against Cole out the gate.
Out the gate.
They treated Cole just like they treated brother, who was it last season?
Shake.
Yes.
Oh, but he deserved it.
He deserved it. But it was like a repeat, but it was like different circumstances.
Now he's not perfect, but he getting Shake repercussions, and I don't think
he was getting Shake treatment. I don't think
he was
getting
Shake down.
And it was also like Brendan, not you that don't know what you then signed your life away to. in terms of convert and all this stuff like that. You talk about I don't know this, I don't know that, but you got so much smoke for
Right.
Cole.
Really,
All of a sudden, you said 2 words the whole time.
Right.
He
Let
need
me
money.
tell you, I got theories real quick. Let me run them. I know we got to get to talking about Survivor, but let me say this real quick.
Wait, hold on.
Brennan and Alexa.
Before you get to your theories,
Okay.
let me say this real quick so we can wrap their part up. So they released the Instagram statement and basically was like, well, I'm sorry I got insecurities. I'm sorry I do this. I'm sorry.
I'm sorry you guys are not me. I'm sorry you guys are
basically a mess. And baby, she turned off them Instagram comments and it was a wrap. Like, girl, she basically, everybody is saying, which I kind of agree. She was trying to do that whole sympathy thing, which I think was genuine with what was her name last season?
Oh yeah, Deep.
And everybody's saying she was trying to go on that role or whatever. And it was like, no, but sis, you the shake. She don't know shit in the situation.
Because the way she dragged that man from the moon to the stars and back to Earth at the wedding, at the altar, and he was just completely stunned, flabbergasted.
Yeah.
Like when all her friends went up in full applause, a standing ovation. She said that, oh no one knew what my decision. I didn't even know my decision. So I got
that was in support of me.
Sure.
Lies. Lies.
And then do you want me to do the SK part or you want to go ahead and say your
I just want to say my theory about Alexa and Brennan real quick. Then I have a theory about them too. But Alexa and Brennan, my theory is that they was already in a relationship. And they came on this show and found love. Like to me, it was all about a storyline to have
the perfect couple.
A quota.
They had to have somebody get together.
Yes, that's my theory. I'll let you talk SK and Raven because I have a theory about them too.
And then basically what happened with SK and Raven, we all know that SK said I do not at the altar. Like it was so stressed. But excuse me. So basically, after the show wrapped, apparently they reconnected and have been dating ever since. From what I've heard, the show recorded like 2 years ago.
Yes.
So that means he done already went to California. He's in the process of leaving California. Yeah, finishing up. And there's even been TikToks where there's somebody that was in Dallas. They moved into their apartment complex. So they're like, oh, they live like down the hall from us. So, we kind of figured like, oh, okay, they got back together before the reunion. But this last few days, some girl done came on TikTok and was saying that SK and her have been chit-chatting, have been hanging out. They done went to Cabo or they done went to Austin. I can't remember if it was Cabo, Austin, one of them. They done been on trips and basically she done showed text messages and they've been having this conversation. He been flirting with her. She was giving dry responses, so I don't even know why he kept going on with her. She was dry than a stale piece of bread that's been left out for a week.
I am crying.
But so she put that up, and apparently she had reached out to Raven to have this conversation with her, like to come to her woman to woman, but
woman to woman.
Raven never responded. So I guess then she was like, "Oh, bet. Well, I'm putting it on TikTok." And so that happened. Raven released a statement, not a statement, but a TikTok. I don't know what the TikTok said because apparently she put it up and deleted it that fast.
Is that the one she said I'm gonna stick behind them?
I have no idea. I still don't even know what it said.
Okay, there was one that she said I'm gonna stick behind.
That one.
Well, good for her.
No, and then next another one of these popped out. I don't like her because she said that SK be spraying on his hair. Stay out of black men's business.
Listen, don't flame him about his hairline.
Because now,
I'm not really SK, but why they run me the wrong way?
Because that's not something that you don't know nothing about.
Right.
Stay in your lane, sis, or get run over.
Anyway, so she came out and pretty much saying the gist of the same thing, that they've been having these conversations. I can't remember which one of them it was, but one of these little bunnies said that that it was all the show. They were literally just doing it for publicity, and that one of them was going to meet up with Raven, so they knew like that they can continue on their relationship because so she can get confirmation like, oh, this is just for the show. You know what I mean? But now we are in this limbo stage on like, are they gonna get together? Are they gonna stay together? Is this true? I don't know, but it's been drama. But I'm gonna be very real with you. Everybody was like, well, SK Raven. I wasn't feeling them from the beginning.
No.
It just was not working.
God.
No.
I don't think SK really liked her like that. And I still stick beside that even after the finale. I don't think
share those same views.
I know quite a few people that are from Nigeria, and they have a set. I'm not saying they all think alike, but the ones that I do know, they have a set thought of how a wife should be, and I don't think Raven fits into that mold. And I'm gonna just say it like that.
But he said he trying to go outside of that mold.
He did say that.
How is he trying to go outside the mold when now he got 3 people on him? Didn't he say
he ain't got nothing to do with all that?
Well, they were talking about polygamy, remember?
Yeah.
And he was like, oh, no, I'm not for that. And he got 2 snow bunnies and a raven. So everything he say after this,
you know what? You're done. You're
cut off.
Anything he say, I don't believe.
2 snow bunnies and a raven.
And a raven. Oh my God.
That's a good one.
Oh my goodness.
Before we jump off level, we gotta make sure we throw in our jabs at barista.
I don't like barista. Barista is terrible. Who was the girl he was with? What's her name? Nancy.
Stand up. That's all I got to say about Nancy.
Eric, say it one more time.
Stand up.
Baby, one thing Nancy gonna do is not have a backbone. Like, I love you, girl. I really do.
I wanted her to stand up so bad.
The way she was hollering at her mama, her brother. Shout out to her brother. I do not know her brother's name, but that man right there is the OG of the season. Because all Nancy had to do was say go. He was ready to throw them hands.
Oh, he was ready.
Mama too. Shoot.
I'm saying they was ready. So I'm like, Nancy, you really trying to check your family when this man just played you in front of everybody?
In front of your people?
And y'all don't know us. Y'all need to go back. Who are you talking to at this point? And then his mama, they need to talk this out between. Ain't no talking out between themselves. This is between me and us now.
Like, what did he say? Y'all about to make it worse. How? You just embarrassed her in front of her people, and they're coming to her aid, and you talking about them coming to her aid like this. They gonna make it worse? Like, is that a threat?
All right.
Is that a threat?
This relationship was never gonna work because there's always been 3 people in that relationship. It's been Nancy, Bartice, and Nancy's desperation, and it was not gonna go nowhere. Let's be very real.
Well, I thought you was about to say, and Nancy's ex, who's helping her run some of the business.
Not even Nancy ex. And I was just like, no. And that's why I don't like about Nancy. Nancy is so well put together. I love the fact that she does have a strong mind. She sticks by her decisions, her opinions. She's successful. She's
securing the bag.
She's one of the most elevated women on the show. So I just need her to get some confidence. Like, girl, Bartice is not for you. And I hope
very much below you. Bottom of the barrel, bottom of your shoe. From Payless type.
I feel like she looks at herself as the 2, and she's not. Bartice is the 2, baby. You are the 12.
2 minus 2.
Listen.
0. And that little puff ball, little cotton ball he wore to the thing.
He showed up with an Afro puff, honey, to the darn reunion.
Looking amazing. So he didn't get enough lashes for me. The smoke they had for Cole is the smoke they should have had for him. Because he was the garbage one. Truly and honestly.
Yeah.
But yeah, Colleen.
Now we can wrap this up and quit talking about these people and these posts.
One last thing.
Oh Lord!
Shout out. I feel like we mentioned it. I don't remember if we did. I feel like Eric was when we mentioned it. LC from 2 seasons ago?
Okay, season 1.
3 seasons ago. Mentioned on the show like this show ain't for love. I'm like, I don't know what y'all watching. Like, they basically just got lucky.
I'm so glad that LC said that this show ain't for love because that's I'm like, these people are on this show to have a storyline and a following. That is about it.
Because the magic of season 1,
we're not getting that back.
No, until you find people. Go ahead,
say it again, Eric.
I was like, until you get people who really are committed to wanting to try to find true love, it'll never be back the same way. It'll never be the Lauren and Cameron like you were saying. Like, and it sucks.
And
I'll
I really
actually be
think that's
glad when
how
this
they. Go ahead, Kiki.
I was just gonna say I'll be glad when this whole Love is Blind thing is kind of over with. It's time to wrap it up.
But they got
The
another
success
season
rate
coming,
is
girl.
like, what's the success rate? Like less than 10%.
Yo, yeah. I was trying to give them more than that.
No, for real. Like I'm just not seeing the success here. But
It's
as
just-
long as we watch them and have TikToks and YouTube videos,
They're gonna
and
keep coming.
I just wish they would.
podcasts.
I just wish they would set the show up as being real. Like, let's do 3 couples that we genuinely think is gonna fall in love. Let's see what these 3 couples that have absolutely nothing in common. Let's just see what happens.
Let's see what happens.
Like,
Just production.
just be upfront, because I'm gonna watch it because there's drama. Okay.
Yes.
But when you do this whole premise on the show, like, oh yeah, let's make sure they're all in love and they're gonna have kids and they're gonna have no, they not. No,
Exactly.
it's not gonna happen.
Quit manufacturing people and storylines. Quit pushing these people that don't really, you know what I'm saying? Like, we don't need, like, it was so terrible last season, that copy and paste of the Shayna and Shane and thing. Like, it was just so
that
copy
was
and paste
so
from Jessica and
poor.
oh dude, it was just like, this is copy paste.
Speaking of copy paste, last thing I promise. Copy paste. I thought Darn Cole and Barnett were related.
Similar. They do look similar.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Similar.
they found somebody that fit the mold of. It's almost like how Big Brother be casting the same type of characters. Each season. So,
but you know what? This really is the fact that you brought up Big Brother in the simulator. Not Big Brother got a higher success rate in falling in love and people staying together than these love shows.
That's
and
true.
you know,
All the
we
love shows.
got babies out of Big Brother.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
And folks still married and
Still
going
married.
strong and
On Kid 2.
Yes.
In 3.
Oh, while we own it, Joseph and Taylor have officially made it official.
All right.
We should take some bets.
You know what? I'm not supposed to do.
Good evening. We're gonna go ahead and pass the mic to Eric so he can talk about
I was
Survivor.
about to say, let's take bets on how long it's gonna be till they get married.
I'm not doing this with Trees today.
So
Survivor 43.
Come on, Survivor.
you ain't supposed to get us dragged by them people.
No, I think they're gonna get married.
We gotta love is a fickle thing. It is. We hope the best and wish the best for everybody. If they fall in love and get married and have kids, so be it.
So be it.
So be it. And so Survivor 43.
Episodes 8 and 9.
Whew. Kiki. That's all I got to say. Because episode
I'm gonna try
8,
not to be in my feelings as we talk about this.
Yeah. Before we get to episode 9, let's reverse. Going to episode 8, you know, we've seen Dwight. This is coming off of Dwight's exit, which we were so sad to see Dwight leave because we felt like he had so much game left to play. And he was starting to be, you know, he was a favorite of mine. So I was sad to see him go. I know we all were. But the biggest question that Dwight left us all with, the whole fandom, was he took Janine's idol with him. And so we were all like, dang, because we know she was begging for that. I was just tapping that leg, trying to get the idol back. And it was so much discourse about, like, could he have gotten it? She couldn't have gotten it back, or she couldn't because the votes were already read. But her idol's gone, is dead in the water. She left without anything. But oh, Dwight, he played everybody because everybody thought that, you know, he left with the idol. But come to find out, a few minutes before Tribal, he gave it to Jesse. Gave his idol to Jesse. So it was kind of like, even though he kind of had he knew that he was going home possibly. Mm-hmm. I don't know if he had the inkling why he needed to keep it for himself, because I definitely would have did that. And played it. But I guess it was just kind of like, my time's up. And, you know, I don't know. But he gave it to Jesse. So Jesse has not only Cody's idol, but Janine's idol that nobody knows. Everybody thinks is gone. Because that was the whole reason of getting out Dwight, was we know he has Janine's idol. We want to weaken Noelle. Let's get him out and take out her idol. So that happens. And so we have Janine. She's over here trying to figure out like how to, recover from that, because she done lost an ally again, blindsided again, back to back. Lost Ellie first. Now she lost the Dwight and her idol. And so she's like on the outs completely. And then we have Owen. He starts sharing this story about being adopted. And like you said, normally I don't care about these backstories, Kiki. I know you sure don't care about it.
Absolutely not. I just don't. Let's play Survivor.
But I will say I liked his because he was able to tie in the game aspect of it. Because he was saying how like he was adopted and how he always felt, on the outs, and like he had to assimilate, and he felt alone. And he was like, it translates to the game when, you're different than everybody else and you feel on the outs and you don't have anyone to connect with. You don't have anybody to like share bonds and stuff with. And so he was able to contrast and connect like what he's experienced in his real life growing up with the game. And I love that he was able to tie those two together, because a lot of times we've talked about this too, as Black people and other people of color in this game. On the outside, sometimes we be the only ones in spaces. And so to get in a game like this, and him again, he's like starting to feel back like he used to, like, dang, I'm here alone, I'm by myself type deal. And so like we see it and we've experienced it. And so I love that he was able to draw that similarity to that. And so great job with the connection. And the 7. So the whole voting block that got Dwight sent home, there's a 7. They call themselves the 7. And the 7 consisted of Carla, James, Cassidy, Jesse, Cody, and Sammy. And they were the 7. So they were kind of the ones running everything. So we know in this episode, everybody's like, oh, the 7. We know we're going to choose who goes home. We'll figure it out. We're probably just going to do Janine type deal. But you have Owen, who's like trying to find a way to get in because he doesn't like being on the outs. And so he's talking to Noelle, he's talking to Gabler, and here comes Sammy. He's like, I ain't trying to just stay with the 7. I ain't trying to be on the bottom. So Sammy is the big flip-flopper. and that's okay. He's trying to play the best game he knows how. So he's going back and like, listen, I'm ready to flip. Let's do what we got to do. And so going into the challenge, before they wasted so much time, Kiki, on this episode with campfire stories.
Yeah, it was a bunch of nothingness to me.
Fast forward right through it. I'm not even like, I don't even know.
It was nothing.
The main idea of the story. Fast forward right through it.
Yes, and I was just so like, why are they showing us this? This is ridiculous. So this is probably one of the most boring episodes we've ever seen. And so I'm going to try to power through it because that was just dumb. Then we have them, they starving now. So apparently they reached day 16. Everybody just hungry. Food is in short supply and they need rice. So it gets to the challenge. Look at the trees. She got food now for
Hold on. I'm about to be 9 months pregnant. You gonna let me eat my cantaloupe on camera?
No worries.
Don't judge me.
No judgment here. No judgment here. And so it gets to the challenge and Jeff starts doing the whole auction thing and has people come down. And so we have 5 people sit out. And so we have the the immunity challenge. It's an endurance comp. So
hold on. This was the infamous rice gate, right?
Mm-hmm.
You remember what season that was? Where she's like, remember I got y'all rice?
Angelina from 37. I
was cracking up because when y'all know I can't remember my name. Jeff. When Jeff was like, oh, you ain't gonna bargain then? I know Jeff bored. Because y'all really just send me 5 people like that? Y'all not seen people? Come on.
Well, he messed it up because he was like, at least 5 have to sit out. That ain't negotiating. You need to tell them how many people are you willing to sit out. And then you're like, nah, that ain't enough. 2 ain't gonna get it. 3 ain't gonna get it. I'll tell you what, I'll take 5 people. That's how you go. He just started off telling them what their baseline is, so they ain't got no choice but to meet it or not.
Please.
And so
you better throw some fish in there, and then we can talk.
2 fish and 5 loaves of bread, and we can talk.
Listen, I would have loved it if they said, 5? How about we all sit out?
Because then what?
You give us all rice, or 2 people sit out. How about that? Or we all sit out. Then there ain't no show. Come on, man. Come on. Give me some drama.
Tree's over trying to disrupt the show because she
I
gonna get.
am.
They gonna get her, force her out. They gonna shut the cameras off and like y'all vote her out tonight.
Please, they
no
gonna
matter
medic
what.
back me. And I'll be like, ain't nothing wrong with me. They're like, yeah, come on, get on the boat.
Her ankle.
Right. I'm gonna have that Jasmine ankle is what I'm gonna have.
Right. And they're gonna ship you right on off, put you on that boat,
Right.
send you back home. And so we get it after the rice negotiation. We have this endurance challenge, which we know. Okay, so James, this will lead into the new episode, but clearly, him and Owen, he wants Owen out. He's made that very clear this episode 8. And so he tried to tell Owen to sit out. He was like, "Oh, you're protected. Sit out." Like he tried to tell him that, and Owen's like, "I ain't falling for that. Anybody tell me that? That ain't true." So he stays in the competition and wins. So Owen wins immunity, foils James' plan because Owen would have been the one going home. The 7 had established that Owen was the target. So he saved himself because he was headed out and to be the first member of the jury. And so they got back to camp and there's like, who we're gonna get out? And Ryan, I don't know what game he came to play, but oh boy is out here. Let's talk about the game so I'll go fish.
Yeah, Ryan is playing Ryan. That's the name he's playing. He's doing what he. One thing I know about Ryan, they're gonna do what they want to do.
Listen, but that was his strategy. At least he made it clear that was his strategy. His strategy was let me keep the tribe fed and let me not ruffle any feathers or be too much in the mix so I don't seem like a threat. So he did articulate that this was his strategy.
He did. So that's good. But his social awareness, the fact that they don't care about your 30 fish that you didn't went and spent 3 hours in the ocean finding. Because they like, we need to talk strategy. Where Ryan? Swimming with the fishes, trying to catch them. And so I'm sitting up here looking at, from me, my point of view as a player, I'm always thinking, I'm taking him to final 3 with me. That's what I don't care what nobody say. I said, this man don't know what is going on in this game.
He has zero pulse on what's happening.
Zero. He's the perfect candidate to sit right next to me.
Has zero strategy, child.
Keeping me fed. I kept Ryan here because he kept me fed and he had no clue what was going on in this game. And so I brought him here. So yes, perfect person to take the end. But it's neither here nor there because they talked about getting him out. They were like, well, he ain't playing the game. So maybe we do need to get him out because he don't know what he doing. So it was a toss-up between him and Janine. And right before Tribal, Owen was like trying to be on the right side of the vote because he'd been on the wrong side of the vote for the last 2 votes. And so James was like, vote Ryan. We're doing Ryan. He's like, okay, cool. We get the Tribal Council. Not even going to talk about it. They all vote out Janine, send her behind home, which also didn't make sense because Janine is weak.
Zero. I do not understand like the thought pattern behind getting her out. Like you have all of these different people, strong people, might I add.
Yeah.
And you get out Janine?
And honestly, I thought Cassidy was going to get her behind, took her, because the way she stood up to James, talking about, can we get a guy out? Because we've been sending all these girls home. We can get another girl out next time. Can we get one of these men out? And so I was like, oh, girl, you probably shouldn't tell the man that you're trying to get out a man and keep the girl safe. But she was good. She didn't want to do it, but she relented. And so they did vote out Janine and sent her to be the first member of the jury. Yeah.
And that was stupid. I'm not like a big giant fan of Janine.
Yeah, Janine.
But
it was the worst of ways.
If they would beat her, like that's the thing that I just don't understand when they're looking at like the longevity of the game. What you say, Trees?
I said, not I lost my train of thought. I was looking for it too. I said, where my thought go?
Somewhere.
Oh my God. No, but just in terms of strength, right? Mm-hmm. And like win factor or whatever it is, I just didn't see Janine necessarily as a strategist. Even if she did have strategy, who is she strategizing with?
That's what my thought was.
Go ahead, Trees, pick it up.
So that was my thing, like, and everybody knew she was close to girl. I can't remember her name. She was so irrelevant. Yeah, she was so close to her. That girl was on the opposite side of the votes. I think 2 or 3 councils in a row. Yeah. That's a number. That's a vote. Somebody should have pulled her in. Like, she's not the strongest player. I ain't gonna call her the weakest, but she won really up there tip top tier. And then when it came down to it, if somebody had to go on the alliance, hey, we gotta get rid of her before we get rid of somebody like we really need. I would have said her.
I would have
Right.
too. And I've said it time and time again. I know I've been in spaces with Betty, when we talk about Survivor and stuff, and she said the same thing. You can, and we talk about this in Big Brother, you cannot discount anybody in this game. You cannot treat anybody as disposable. And this whole, what I'm saying now is going to play a huge factor in what I say for about when we get to episode 9. You people like those, you need to pull those people on the outside, those Owens, those Janines, pull those Gablers, pull them in because you want them as a number.
I'm sorry.
I'm not gonna say that. But and so it's like she could have been used as a weapon. She even said, use me as a weapon last week after old girl got sent home. So it's like there was no point. Yes, it was the easy vote, but you could save an easy vote from this final 6. Like, oh, who we need to get rid of? Oh, bye, sis.
And especially we on jury now. Come on.
Yeah, didn't make sense. So she's gone, and we move straight into episode 9. This is episode 9. And so
all I can say is
so we start this episode off with Owen being upset at James for lying to him about the vote again. And I'm like, he did lie to him for no reason. But so he's like, you told me, Ryan. I told you I wanted to vote with everybody, and you told me Ryan, and we didn't vote out Ryan, and Janine's gone. So you got me out here looking dumb. And James is like, bro, it's not that big a deal. Like, James is for you. I don't even know why.
Okay, can I pause you right quick as you give him a voice? Because does he talk like that in real life, or did he have a cold?
He actually said that on Twitter. I literally saw it today. He's like, yeah, I have talked like this like my entire life. Like, this is just my voice.
Yes.
Okay.
I literally saw that today.
I was wondering. Yep. I'm like, I just want him to clear his throat or go.
That's his voice, apparently.
Okay, good to know. All right, sorry, James.
It's funny because I had a professor, and one of my former bosses, he had got something removed, nose or whatever, and so his permanent voice was like this. And so so James' voice is being like that. It's hilarious to me. And so he's like, bro, I thought we could be cordial. You voted for me the last 2 tribal councils, and I didn't have no problems with you. And so he's going around telling everybody this. And so
James sounds like a permanent villain.
I cannot say.
Okay, go ahead.
And so they move from that, and we go to immediately to the immunity challenge. And here we go, that with this whole Owen and James beef brewing, now we doing the final the splitting of the 2 tribes. So they split them up into 2 tribes of 5, and James and Owen got on the same tribe. Why y'all didn't show us the rock pit so we can see who on the same tribe? Why y'all doing this off camera? Oh, we gonna split y'all up, and they happen to be on the same tribe together.
Y'all normally be showing us. So what's up?
Listen.
And so I'm like, that's suspicious. That's weird. And so I'm like, okay, they up to something. And so they split them up, and Jeff is like, oh, and guess what you guys are playing for? You're gonna be excited about this reward. Removes the cover. What was it, y'all?
Peanut butter and jelly.
Don't nobody want peanut butter and jelly.
I don't want no peanut butter and jelly.
How you know that song?
I know it.
A long time. I swear they sing. Did they sing that at church?
Yes.
They would sing that in church. Okay,
I forgot the rest of it, but
that's all I remember too. Yeah. I remember that from my childhood. Yup.
Yes.
Used to hit though.
Mm-hmm. And so that's exactly what I would have started singing. I don't want no peanut butter and jelly. Okay, give me some food, some real food. But I just lit up for it. But okay, so that happens, and they're going through. So the challenge where they have to hold on to this bar, and keep their ball from moving, and it just seemed like it wouldn't be that hard. But I guess the ball is sensitive. The bar is sensitive. If you even drop a little bit, the bar gonna start.
Yeah, I was like, oh, they're gonna be here for hours. I thought this was gonna be a minute. And I was like, oh, they're dropping left and right.
Mm-hmm. So people literally dropping like flies, right? And the blue tribe, they all pretty much gone. So left on the red tribe is Ryan and Cody versus Carla. So she wins immunity. So 2 people are winning immunity. 2 people are going home this episode. And Carla, I love Carla because Gabe was like, you go guys, you know, you doing all right. And she was like, what about the big girls? Carla said, what about the big girls? What about us?
Look,
what about me?
Then here they go.
Listen.
Oh, Carla, you got this, Carla.
Listen.
Don't patronize me now.
I would have said,
right.
You boys are doing good. Good job. And she like, hold on, man. I know I'm up here too.
Listen, and mind you, and they didn't say it until afterwards, but keep in mind, our sister Carla had whole stitches in her hands from getting injured during the last challenge. Mm-hmm. So shout out to her for winning this thing where you're literally holding on to this heavy bar. Yeah. What you say, Trees?
I said, yeah, she beasted that.
Yeah, she did. She did amazing. And so she does eventually fall. And so red team wins the peanut butter and jelly. Ryan eventually drops his ball. And Cody, once again, final in an endurance comp. He's in the finals of an endurance comp. And he wins finally. And I'm just still like, I know he can't go home this week, but it's like the bells aren't clicking for nobody. The bells aren't ringing for nobody. 3 endurance comps. And he's been second place in all 3 of them. And he finally won, or 2 of them and finally won. Okay. And so they're eating their little peanut butter after they get through eating. They said, all right, after we fed and full, let's talk about what we're doing tonight. And so here go Ryan immediately. Let's get out Cassidy. I want Cassidy. It's my time to strike. I've been wanting to get her out. It failed the first time. This time it's going to hit her. We're going to get her out. And so he's pulling Cody to the side and he pulls Jesse because they on the same tribe. And like, yeah, we voting out Cassidy. And they basically like, okay, Cass is gone. But then Cody goes to talk to Gabler and establishes that him and Jesse, those 3, they're going to work together. And he's like, I'm going to pull in Gabler. And I said, Gabler getting ready to win this game. I put that in my notes. So I said, he getting ready to win this game because he said to himself, he's like, I didn't position myself very well in this game. And now I got people coming up to me.
He really has.
Again, this was my theory. Y'all didn't want to listen to me, Survivor. Y'all gonna mess around and let Gabler win.
Yep. Gonna let him win because
I vote for him too on the cool.
No key because he's playing. Him and Carla playing the best games. Sammy low key playing a great game too. I'm not gonna lie. He playing a very snake under the radar game, and so they're like, you know, what about Ryan? He's a big physical threat. So. And Cassidy pleading, okay, I know, could you please? I just want to trust you. My life is in y'all's hands. I really want to work with y'all. Y'all can trust me. And so they're tossing up between who is going to be Ryan or Cassidy on their tribe, right? We get to the blue tribe, which consists of Carla, Owen, Noel, James, and what's the other the 5th person's name? I can't think of it right now. Sammy. There we go. And so they all pretty much were like, Owen's the vote. We getting rid of Owen. Owen got to get out of here. And so I'm like, okay, this is interesting. So Owen is up for grabs. But Owen's going to the water well. James follows him. And he's like, what's up, pretty much. And he's like, bringing back up the vote. You played me. You lied to me. I can't trust you. And James like, that is trust. I told you vote right. You did vote right. So you have my trust. and then he was like, no, bro.
Lord.
Like, no, bro, that's not it. And so James like, is it? So it's all my fault. He comes back, make it a spectacle. We all know, y'all, you can't make spectacles. Especially as a black man, you can't.
Especially black people. Black people need to be quiet sometimes because they go
like this.
Look, and I hate it. I hate it's that way. Mm-hmm. But we become target number 1 when we do this kind of stuff, and I hate it. But I'm like, yep, he going home. As soon as this little public argument happened,
it's a wrap.
It was
so
the writing on the wall.
Right, he come back, hands up, throwing in surrender. It's my fault, huh? I guess it's all my fault. It's all my fault. And they're like, what's going on? It's just my fault. He's saying it's my fault. Why he's all and they're going, and here comes Noel. You want a papaya, girl? Sit back. No, I don't want no papaya.
She got
this episode. You know, I got it in my notes. Girl, she would have got popped today.
Listen, and
real good.
That and tribal council. Don't sun me. Do not sun me.
I got it in my notes. I said, who's Noel clapping and talking about? Let's get to the vote. Who
you rushing?
Let's too much testosterone in here. Let's move on. Let's move on. Who
you clapping at? Noel, do you have a power? Baby, I would have turned around.
I would have said, oh, you popping off at the gum? Knowledge is power. Run me that still a vote.
Yeah.
You got so much to say.
Yes.
And so we can just jump right on
No,
into it.
James should have used it.
So before we get to tribal council, right? Noelle's like, because at first I was weird. I was like, when she want Owen out? So I was right in my assumption. I was like, that don't sound right. Because she's like, I'm just lying. I'm just pretending like I want Owen out. I've been wanting James out for the longest. We know, sis. We know. And so she's like, I'm going. And honestly, I do got to say she did eat with this plan. Got to give her that because it did eat. But so she basically told James, like, yeah, I'm going to use my still a vote. I'm stealing Owen's vote. And we're going to get him out. And James like, like he's licking his little crusty lips. And so he is happy. He's gleeful. And he thinks that it's all done.
Noelle has an idol as well, right?
She does not. No.
She only has a still a vote?
Yes.
Okay.
Can I just want to have a conversation real quickly about that. The whole point of them saying they want to do the still a vote thing is a smoke screen. So it appears that, the plan is going the way that James thought the plan was going to go, is to trick everybody. We're a jury. And so what's the point of a smoke screen and all this other kind of stuff? They don't know that the still a vote was used and that Noelle was behind the thing. I didn't understand that. Was it so that Noelle can have a notch in her belt? Like, I didn't understand.
So they had to do that because she had to use, because she already told James the plan. So I'm stealing Owen's vote. So in his mind, she's taking away Owen's vote because he thinks she's voting with him and Carla. And so taking his vote, but she's actually using that extra vote to vote him out.
But so, Owen was going to vote out. But
it wouldn't have been, because with Owen having his vote still, it would have tied it. It wouldn't have been an actual thing. So they needed to still pretend like he's on time because he could. Because I'm thinking, had she not did that, maybe it would have turned in his head like, why she ain't use that still a vote like she's supposed to? Maybe I need, because maybe something else is, maybe she gonna steal my, you know what I'm saying, or something else. I don't know. And
hold on, is it just me? My thought, if Noelle had came to me and said, hey James, I'm gonna use this still a vote, I would have automatically been like, why are you using the still a vote if I'm not in danger? I would automatically use my knowledge as power. I'd be like, I gotta do something. Because there would be no reason for you to use this if you didn't think there is even a little chance that we supposed to be working together.
That's actually true.
Like we need to use this. I would have just been like, I've been like, YOLO, I gotta use this.
Yeah, so that's where it got my thought process. Now that you guys are saying it, because I'm like, oh, it's 5 people. It wouldn't have been a tie. If they all had the votes, it should have been an easy thing. So why are we stealing his vote? And yeah, now it's clicking. That's stupid because I would have used my knowledge as power. Because
there are votes on you. There's a fact. If don't nobody vote for you, Owen voting for you. So you automatically know it's some votes on you. And Owen do have relationships with other people on the island. So maybe he might have another vote.
The only thing that benefited or whatever was it gave Noelle clout.
A little, right. Yeah. And I guess they didn't care about that. But so that happened. But before the vote, Sammy's like, obviously he's on board. Owen's on board. Sammy goes to Carla. He's like, this is surprising. Carla got these folks wrapped around her finger and she does not win or at least make it to final tribal council. It will be a travesty because he said, Carla's a person I trust. I value her opinion more than anybody else's. And so I want her to try to get her on board with getting out James so I don't have to feel like I'm blindsiding her or whatever. And so he brings up, can we get out James? And she's like, no, like, why would we do that? We got something good going in her confessional. Right. She's like, that's my ally. Like, that's somebody that's for me. Like, I don't want James gone. So like, where's this coming from?
Too. Yeah.
And so he was like, do you trust me or James more? Don't put me on the spot like that. Come say you in this moment. But since you're trying to make this give me an ultimatum, what I'm about to do,
kind of like,
I wanted her so bad to tell James, use that knowledge as power. Snatch that still a vote.
Yep.
Snatch that still a vote. That's why I was like, I'm really disappointed in Carla. Maybe she sees again. Maybe she sees something. Look, she sees something in the spirit realm that we don't see.
We're gonna have to talk to Carla, bro. I got to talk to her.
I didn't understand, like, if that's your ally and your person, you know what I mean? Like,
and you have the
that
knowledge.
Was weird to me, to the point where I'm like, I didn't stick around long enough to see how everybody voted. Did she vote James out?
I didn't see it. They didn't show it.
Yeah.
If they did, I didn't. I think she did though. Well, Jeff didn't read her vote, so I don't know. And so I'm really sad because, and I get it, because she could have told James. He could have stole the vote. And obviously sent Owen home. But at that point, I might would have sent Noelle's behind home.
Listen, Noelle would have been gone on the cool.
Oh, you thought she was slick?
First class ticket to what's it called?
That
Casanova? What's
because
it called?
Look, she said Casanova. But look, what's her name? Yeah, Ponderosa. Because listen, it's already been proven when Owen gets in a sticky situation, he run his mouth. Okay, yes. I'm gonna let him get himself into some trouble along the line. He can stay. I don't care. He don't like me. I don't like him. Cool. Noelle, you doing some sneaky stuff behind me. And I don't know what you're gonna do next week. So I would have got out Miss Sneaky Sneak and I would have left Mr. Loud Loud on the flow. Is what I would have did.
Think about it. As long as you got them two bickering, they gonna bicker all the way through or whatever. But it takes the attention off of of everybody else.
The only relationship that I can see it would be messing is kind of Sammy, but I would just have to let him know after the fact, after James took it, because not tell before, because then they would have switched it around and it wouldn't work or whatever. After James snatches the silver vote, I would have looked at Sammy. We'll talk about it when we get to camp. Because we're not doing it. Well, she's too sneaky. And then, when we get time to talk about the preview just a little bit, he want her gone now. Why we didn't get her out? Why y'all just didn't get together? Tell James, get it together. We'll worry about Owen later. Let's get Noelle out. So yeah, this whole situation. So eventually James was voted out, you all. He was blindsided because Noelle did steal Owen's vote. He thinks everything's going the way it's supposed to, like they wanted it to. And them both started getting red. He like,
You said, oh,
okay, guys, that's how it is. Okay.
He was tight.
I take it as a good thing. Hot.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
He was not feeling that.
Let me tell you what I did not like. It's because Jeff was like, it's time for you to go over here to go to jury, and the camera panning over to them two brown faces. I said, I have a feeling there's gonna be a third brown face sitting over there on that bench by the end of this episode. Like it just didn't look good. Like the optics of it didn't look good for that. And somebody had pointed out that what has been only women and black folks, with the exception of one, women and POC that have been voted out, right?
It's been all women in POC except one,
yeah. So one. It just didn't feel good looking at that.
And I get it. James is good at the game. I just think that it was. I will say this:
make a fish to fry.
As frustrated, and he said that, but as frustrated as I was with how that panned out, I will put some blame on James because his folly was mismanaging his relationship with Owen. Because had he not did the whole vote for Ryan thing, I think that would have got Owen off of his trail, and that would have allowed Owen to think different. Because that's all Owen could talk about was that Ryan vote.
But they could have got him out later. James can't win nothing. When was James in the final two of any of these competitions?
You see, he messed up when he dropped the ball. Talking about what happened. You let your arm down.
Oh, bro, that's what happened.
He was blaming the device.
Child.
Yeah, he can't win, and y'all getting him out first. I mean, second. Okay, y'all.
Made no sense, but we move. And so it was unfortunate, but like I said, I have to give him that just a little bit of blame because you, again, like I said earlier, don't discount anybody. And he discounted Owen's ability to move in his game. He just put Owen to the side and just completely was like, you're a non-factor, and nobody's ever a non-factor today. Walking out the door today, torches are snuffed. And so he did misplay there, but I just feel like, again, I don't know what Carla sees down the road. Like I said, she sees something else, hopefully, because I think it was a misplay on her behalf. This is my first time seeing me thinking she misplayed and not helping James save himself. So we move on to the next tribal council. I really could care less what they had to say because I knew what was going to happen when they saw James sitting over there. I knew exactly who was going home before James even got sitting over. They were like, "Oh, we'll see who's over there." They were over here running scenarios, James and Cody. Well, it'll depend. If Ryan is if they send home Owen, then we'll just take out Ryan to da. But if James in there, let's just leave Carla by herself and we can her and take out Cassie. Y'all knew y'all was taking out Ryan.
First
regardless.
of all, this was already ingrained in them that they was finna get the first opportunity. This is who they getting out.
They've been trying to get Ryan for a minute.
James and Ryan are going home first out of all of them. Like, they're quit trying to sugarcoat it for the camera. Y'all know that this is who you're trying to get out. And the thing about it is, I was looking at the previews for the next episode, and they're like, okay, so now we need to get the strong players out. I thought y'all got out Ryan and
Ooh.
James because they're strong players.
Not you telling on yourselves. Okay.
Right. Like to me, that was weird.
How
It was weird. It's giving biased.
Ryan's a physical threat. Da, 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 da. Okay, but he ain't got a light bulb up here. Did you not hear this man talk about, we can something about Cody? We can vote. Cody got immunity, son.
Listen, but let me tell you something. Ryan was holding on to his strategy for dear life.
Baby,
Brother
he
went
was
to
not
tribal
letting it go.
council talking about, I got 20 or 30 clams in my backpack. So if you guys keep me, you guys will be able to eat. I'm like, sir, I need you to give it up.
You used to go to Ponderosa with them 30 clams in your backpack.
Listen, but take them clams on over across the water.
And that's legit what happened. They voted him smooth out, and it's about good game, brother. I don't like Cody, and I can't stand him. And it just seemed, I don't know what it was. It's just there's something in the spirit. It just ain't it. And I'm just like y'all said, just masking it. Y'all trying to act like, oh, this is game, but it's something else. It's something deep seated. It's something rooted underneath the surface. It's anti-blackness. And
I mean, I know they on an island, but he look like he don't take baths every day.
Okay, right. Okay, when they panned over to the jury, why Janine ain't washed her face? Her face still like oily and still look a little dirty on it.
I thought she looked well.
Did she? Maybe just the lighting in my on my TV.
He said, did she? Baby, ain't nobody. I don't care what nobody say. Ain't nobody gonna have a glow up in that jury like Drea did.
Drea,
they went to that. I said,
Drea was together.
Baby glowed.
It seems like she got fresh braids done, huh?
Baby, like, girl, who you done called in? Like she done flew in her team.
Listen,
ain't nobody gonna have a glow up in jury like that. It's
oh my god.
Can't nobody top that.
And so I thought, I was like, baby show still look kind of a little rough, huh?
Girls look like give her a brush or something.
The reason why I thought Janine looked better is because remember, she looks very gaunt. Like she was very like malnourished when she had gotten, but this is just a week later. Child was eating good.
Well, now she got some clams. So
right. They had clam chowder tonight.
Listen, clam something, clam burger. Clam
soup.
You gonna get you some protein.
Oh my goodness. So yeah, you all, it was sad to see the same two black men that they didn't vote for. They tried to get out that was on the chopping block last week.
They put them on the chopping block
before
every week. Like Ryan and James and Ryan. What is y'all doing?
Like Gabler's right there, y'all. Sammy's right there.
A clear person that's in the front.
Which again goes back to my suspicious theory is like, oh, now is the time y'all split these people up. They both get separated on tries and they're both the targets. You don't find that suspicious, Dr. Umar? You don't find that suspicious?
I find it very suspicious.
And it's just disgusting. And I know everybody, you can't bring, it's not about the race. It's about this, it's about that. But how could it not be? Is my question to you.
All I'm saying is, if it's
it more? Are we overthinking?
Missing? Maybe, but we gotta vote. And I mean, we gotta look at what we can see, and what we can see is that y'all put two black people on the block, and it's not just this week. Y'all have been talking consistently about these two people for a minute, for an hour. It's been longer than a minute. Like y'all isn't any even when y'all came down to talking about evicting them, it wasn't even nothing logical about it. Yeah, we're gonna get James out because he got into an argument with Owen. I would even been like, okay, cool, sure, argument, cool.
It's giving punishment. It's like, let me teach you a thing or two. Let me punish you for getting in arguments and disrupting the tribal life or whatever it is.
Because
it's weird.
I didn't like them looks that they gave when they got rid of James. They were like,
exactly. Like that'll fix you. I didn't like that.
Yes, that's what it gave to me.
That didn't feel good in my spirit.
It looked like, boy.
It wasn't like a Michaela, like when, or like, flips hair, person goes home, or a Natalie Napalm, like, tried to tell you, darling. Like, it wasn't no cool, like, clap back like you thought you had me type deal, but I really got you. It just felt really ick to me. I felt that too. I was like, those looks, and it's like, again, it just felt something internal. I was like, mm-mm. So yeah, that's all I got for you all. So that was episode 89.
Yeah, man.
And I hate it for James and Ryan.
I hate to say this, y'all, and I feel like we've said it already, but I surely will be glad when Survivor 43 is over.
I can't wait for this.
I just want to start fresh with a fresh
we need
cast,
a
a fresh,
Something was wrong with this batch. I don't know what they put in it.
Yeah.
It didn't have no baking soda in it.
Was not seasoned, nothing.
And it's like, no, because they keep taking it, put something in the batch, keep kicking the seasoning out. That's the problem.
Yeah.
Because all the seasoning is gone. It's like they looked at season 41 and 42, and it was like, we make sure that the flavor is not here at the end of this game or nowhere close to it. This is what they look like they said. And all the women and the Negroes to the back.
That part.
That's what it said to me.
Oh my gosh. Listeners, I want to know, I need you guys to comment on this and on our YouTube and even on our Twitter. What are your thoughts about this season? Are y'all feeling it? What even about the boot order this season? Like, what are your thoughts?
I've been Googling when the last episode is. That's where I'm at. Like, you have a date yet?
I don't know. The 14th, I want to say.
Oh, hallelujah. Shabbat.
Right,
Kiki,
we got a couple more weeks.
You are our Reddit person. What the spoilers say? Who in? What the spoilers say?
I can't find anything. Everything has been false.
Like, the only thing that can be true at this point is that a person of color wins, but they kicking them out left and right. So
who?
There's only what,
Jesse and Sammy,
Owen and
Carla.
Sammy's
he got some chocolate up his history.
Some chocolate what?
It's it's
black
not his parents, it's his grandparents. Yeah.
Sammy Black?
Mm-hmm.
I'm thinking of Cody. I'm thinking of Cody. Okay, Sammy. Okay. Oh no, I do see he got a little ethnic in him. I don't know what, but he got a little something. Okay, I'm thinking of Cody. I'm like, I know Cody is white, bro.
Apparently they were saying he wasn't either, but he white to me.
Maybe he got some Indian in him or something.
So before we wrap up, I'm gonna tell you what happened on the previews. So going back to what I said, so now Sammy and Noel are butting heads now, and they going after each other. I'm like, why y'all just didn't work with James Carter, get her out last time? Anyway, and then we have Cody and Jesse. They feel like, again, they running something. Here go Gabler with Carla, which I feel like they'd be a great final two. He's like, Cody and Jesse think they running. We need to get them out. Let's take them out. Let's split them up. I'm like, I would like to see it. I would love to see it.
I wouldn't mind.
So we'll see. Who would have thought? Who would have thought? Carla and Gabler. Who would have thunk it? Carla and Gabler. But you know what's gonna happen? Neither one of them gonna go home because Cody Jesse gonna either give his idol back to Cody and use it, and Jesse gonna use his idol, or Jesse gonna use both of them to save himself and Cody, and somebody that we don't want to go home gonna go home.
Right.
All right, Theory. We'll see come Wednesday.
We have a special episode Wednesday too, huh? Because
we sure do.
Oh,
next week is Thanksgiving.
Yes. Go ahead.
So join us next week for our Thanksgiving episode / Survivor recap / having
Black
fun
Panther
with
talk.
friends. Black Panther talk.
Yes, I wanted to say this. We are going to do a detailed conversation about Black Panther on the next episode, but I just have to say, this movie was amazing. If y'all have not seen it yet, hallelujah, Shabbat, go and see it. Get your tissues ready. I don't think anything in the movie was over the top. I don't think nothing was underwhelming. Nothing was overwhelming. It was just perfect. Please go watch Black Panther 2 so y'all can join in on our discussion about it.
And so you're not spoiled come next week.
Baby, because I'm going to spoil it. I'm going to spoil it.
Giving y'all a week.
Because I already feel the thirst coming out of my mouth, but I'm gonna wait because that's a little spoiler. Okay, Tree's gonna be thirsty next week. I'm gonna warn you. I'm gonna be thirsty. But yes, please go see it, y'all, so y'all can join in on the conversation.
All I know is these ladies better get some Oscar nominations and wins because they ate up and down.
Angela Bassett don't get an Oscar nom.
Right.
Woo! Yeah, as soon as y'all watch it, if y'all haven't seen it, or if you have seen it, you know what I'm talking about. The speech I'm talking about,
Yes.
baby.
Have I not given
Baby.
everything?
She better get it. She better get a
We're
nod.
not going to spoil them. Y'all, make sure
Watch it.
make sure you guys go and watch Wakanda Forever. We're going to talk about it next week. We
Mhm.
thank you so much for joining us for another episode. Thank you for being a part of this group chat. And until next time, bye. Bye bye.
Peace out.
Merry Christmas.
Bye.
Girl, we have Thanksgiving next week. Bye.
Right.
Merry Grinchmas.